I know. Yeah.
Shoot it at night or don't.
Right. It was definitely apparent.
Or if you're going to do day for night, don't make it so fucking muddled and muddy that you can't see. Because I was watching it, the only thing I could see was my dumbass reflection staring back at me.
Yeah.
And I couldn't see shit, and I would have fired somebody as soon as I saw those scenes. I'm like, oh, is that good? Oh, yeah, you like that? No, you're fucking fired. The f*** am I looking at? I'm looking at myself in the editing bay.
Right. Step
Clean
into
it
my
up.
office.
Yeah.
Because you're fucking fired.
Welcome to A Cast with No Name. We are your hosts. I'm Jay.
And I'm Matt.
This is episode 26. This episode, we will be discussing House of the Dragon, episodes 6 and 7.
That's right.
So,
6 and
Siete.
7. I'm going way back to high school. That's all I got.
but first, don't forget to visit our website, castwithnoname.com. Email us, comment on our episodes, all that good shit. House of Dragon 6 and 7.
Yeah.
We jumped right into it with 6 to where we get a 10-year time jump.
Yeah. What did you think of the time jump, Jay? There's a lot of discussion going on in the interwebs about
In the
that.
interwebs?
People like it. Some people don't like it.
I don't mind the time jumps because they have to get to a point to where the story's going to be happening.
I think they can't keep doing it, though. I think it's losing that luster. They can't keep doing the time jumps like too sequential, like not like after like stop with the time jumps until the end of the season, and then maybe do another one if you want to do one. But you can't. I hope they don't do another one like next episode.
Yeah. So I haven't read the book, so I don't know when all the shit goes down.
Right.
I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of dragon fighting, and so I expect probably another time jump for the children,
Right.
to get older.
Aemond and Aegon and all that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's where it'll take place.
I
but
hope
I
so.
haven't read the book.
I hope so.
The 10-year time jump, I mean, it's tough because obviously a lot of stuff happens. And, but one of the things that stood out to me was, Jesus, like you bang a chick one time, declare your love for her, and you hold a grudge for 10 years.
Thank you.
Jesus.
That was a gripe I had. I'm like, is he still bitter about this?
Like
You're a fucking knight.
fucking kid about this.
You're a fucking knight.
You ruined my shining my white armor. Blah, 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 blah. I was
Yeah.
like, quit being a bitch.
Jesus. I
Man,
agree.
you made a
I'm right
choice.
there with
Fucking
you.
own it and move on.
I'm right there with you.
God.
I'm right there with
Yeah.
you. You're a knight, man. You could be getting poon left and right.
Yeah.
Just throwing it at you.
Banging the queen.
That's right. You do whatever you want, man.
But no.
I agree with you.
Yeah. So that. Jesus. Fucking
I'm
10
so
years,
happy you
that's
said
so
that.
great. And Alicent has become more parent. Obviously she's probably been talking to her father during that whole time.
Yeah.
So he's messing with her mind, but it's tough with the time jump. But because I was like, Jesus, guys are doing some leaps in logic here to really double down on. Oh my God, this thing might happen. I mean, like that's a hell of a gamble to kind of create that animosity. And I'm speaking from Alicent and Sir Kristen.
Yeah, like, are you talking about Alicent and Sir Kristen?
Yeah, just
Okay.
them kind of stoking that animosity between the two families on a gamble that, I mean, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like you're putting your children in that risk to where if you would have just left well enough alone, probably wouldn't be that big. Like probably wouldn't be that big of a deal.
Yeah. Well, she's thinking that her kids are going to die if...
Well, yeah, because they would challenge the throne.
Right.
But what she's doing is purposely having them challenge the throne.
I see what you're saying.
When Rhaenyra
yeah.
takes the throne. Like she's, you're gonna be king, or you better straighten up or whatever because you're gonna have to fight for your life and every. I'm like, well, yeah, now they are. I was
Right.
like, you're not doing yourself any favors, and But I mean, we'll just talk about 6 and 7 at the same time. But when I was watching episode 7, I was like, is anyone supposed to be rooting for the Hightower clan? Because they can all fucking die for all I mean, they're just meddling. Like it's the ego or the desire for the throne that the fathers are ruining their families for this.
Yeah.
Because you have Alicent's father meddling with her mind, and I feel like he's setting up his family for failure. You have, not Lord of Driftwood.
Lord Corlys.
Lord Corlys, he's doing the same thing with his son. Like, he's putting his, like, they lost both of their children now. They have 2 granddaughters, and I think that's all that's left of their line.
That they know.
That they know.
Yeah.
And it's just, ugh.
Yeah.
They're not, they're destroying their families for a chance
to sit on the throne.
And it's not even them. It's because, what was it? Rhaenys Targaryen, Lord
Corlys's wife. Yeah.
Corlys's wife.
Rhaenys, yeah.
Even said, I'm over this. I
Yeah.
don't want anything to do with it. It's like the fact, it's like, you're not even going to be sitting on the throne. It's going to be your children or your grandchildren that'll be sitting on the throne.
Yeah.
If that's the case. And like, what are you doing this for? Oh, legacy. I was like, you're fucking with your legacy. Like, every single patriarch is killing their families, with the exception, I think, of Viserys, to where he's still trying to keep the peace or whatever. But
yeah.
What did you think of the 2 episodes?
I didn't mind the time jump at all. People were really mad that you all right? Spilled your coffee.
Spilled coffee. God
Damn
damn it. Hold on. Pausing for 2 seconds. Fucking coffee. All right.
Yep.
Got it cleaned up.
You good? Are we live?
In college,
Okay.
they say don't have open drinks near electronics. You're going to spill it. I think about that of all the close calls I've had of having a drink near my editing computers or anything like that. Base stations never spilled it on the electronics. I was always extra careful. And it's been a thought in my mind probably at least once a month since I graduated college almost 15, 16, 17 years ago.
Right.
And it finally fucking happened.
It
now,
happened.
granted, it didn't go on the electronics.
Right.
But I spilled something.
James,
That was the first thing I thought of. I was like, God damn. And every time we go to record and I set my drink next to the mixing board, that thought always goes to, oh, don't have it open because you're going to spill it on the thing. And
it's something that was just pounded into your head.
it was.
And you...
It was beaten in.
Yeah.
I don't know what college you went to, but they beat us
I went
there.
to a real college.
Oh, I didn't. Yours was accredited?
Yours is recognized?
Huh.
Yeah.
But what the fuck were we talking about?
Time jumps.
Okay, time.
Yeah. I said I didn't mind the time jumps. People are very upset about the time jumps because the actors were switched out. And I thought, well, you knew that going in, so why are you so...
Well, I mean...
You're so upset about it.
I think we give some, like, the average viewer more credit. I mean, we get kind of nerdy.
Yeah.
We go to IMDb, we read articles, we stay up to date on whatever trailers or contracts that people have to where we...
Right. I think this was marketed, though,
as
to where you knew that was coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
So...
but it made sense for those 2 characters because they were young, younger.
They looked young.
And the other people were... Like, they were, like, in their 30s or something. So you can time jump 10 years, and it doesn't really make a difference. So it didn't bother me. I do like the fact that Alicent is definitely more in control of... She's not reacting anymore. She's absolutely making moves to better her situation. I like that.
Yeah, she's becoming more of a, not dynamic character, active character.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. So her and Rhaenyra have kind of switched places. Rhaenyra is definitely more reactive now. But yeah, I like where the story's going. I love the way the 7th one ended, the episode 7 ended, because I was worried because it didn't make sense. I didn't think Rhaenyra would condone killing what's his name?
Lenora?
Her husband.
Yes.
It didn't make sense to me. I'm like, are they pulling a fucking Daenerys again where she's going to act out a character for no fucking reason? And then when he turned out that, he faked his death, I was like, okay, all right. We're back in square one now. Sounds good. I like it.
Oh, they faked his death.
They left it open to, I didn't know if maybe he and Sir Quarrel, like maybe Sir Quarrel.
Oh, he paid Sir Quarrel saying, I'll pay you and you guys could go live in the narrow sea.
Right.
No one cares about your name as long as you have enough gold.
Right.
But you need to, have witnesses, and then, the only witness left wins.
Exactly. So I don't know if that was the plan to begin with, or if maybe Sir Quarrel was like, I'll just say that, I killed you, and Rhaenyra would never know. Or Rhaenyra planned it and knew about it the whole time. I don't know. I don't think that was resolved yet, but...
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. I hope it was part of her plan to begin with, because it doesn't make sense with her character. She wouldn't do something like that to him, at least.
Well, I felt like it didn't make sense for what was the prince's, or not prince,
Daemon,
not the knight that Daemon paid
Sir Quarrel.
I felt like it was out of character for him, because I think like him and whatever the fuck Lanner, whatever.
It's Lena and Lenore.
They'd been together for a while.
10 years, yeah.
Yeah, 10 years. And I felt like that was a little too quick of a turn.
Yes,
I was
it was.
That's your love, man.
I know.
Really? Like, that's pretty fucking quick.
Yeah.
So I like that. That'd be cool if that's just what happened to where they're off.
And I like her decision to marry Daemon. Mm-hmm. I think that pushed her into a corner. She felt like the walls were caving in and she didn't have any other options, so it made sense.
And because she needed someone strong by her side.
Yeah,
and her current husband wasn't it. And and she didn't blame him for it. It was just
it was arranged. They had an agreement. Yeah. By the way, I don't understand the mystery of that Rhaenyra's kids can't have dragons. That's another thing that people are mad about on the internet. Like, why can Rhaenyra's kids ride dragons? Because they're Sir Harwin Strongs, and I'm thinking, well, she's a Targaryen. So yeah, I mean, Alicent and Viserys. I mean, it's a Targaryen. It's a Targaryen.
And then, what was it? The wife,
Lena.
She had a dragon.
Good point.
So,
right.
As long as
she went out like a G. I like that.
Fuck yeah.
That a girl.
Yeah.
That a girl. I loved it.
Yep. She definitely took matters into her own hands.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like that a lot. That was cool. Mm-hmm. That made sense.
And it sucked because I was like, oh, I like her character.
I know.
And she's gone.
And she's dead. Thanks, Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
You do that the best. I like that the dragon she had was a nice callback from an earlier episode where she was talking about that dragon. Like, Vagar, I heard he's, no one's seen him in like 50 years. Mm-hmm. And she was talking to Viserys about it. I've heard stories that he's on the mountains of blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then she ends up riding him. So it's.
Yeah. Now little asshole has it.
Now little, Aemond.
Yeah.
Well, he did the brave thing, He did he went out.
And printed on that.
Yeah, that's right. He went out there and that everyone else was
getting
scared.
So angry at the scene after that when they were in the hall and Aemond was just egging on the two kids, and then he just starts hitting them, and but all four of them gang up on him like, yeah, kick that little fucker's ass. I've never been so excited to see
child beatings.
Yeah, child beatings. A bunch of kids beating the shit out of each other, and they took out the knife. I was like, you're fucking slit his throat. Fucking, because that whole family, the whole Hightower side of the family, it's just like, I told Christy after I got done watching the episode, I was like, I'm starting to hate some of these characters, which I like. Yeah. About this show, because it makes you feel that aggressive towards these characters. Game of Thrones did a lot of that to where you hated that character, but the good thing that show did was then they would introduce someone that's even more evil.
Oh, yeah.
That you would hate even more. Then you'd start rooting for the people that you hate. But once
Exactly.
they're out of the picture, then you go back to hating them.
Yep. That's right.
That's what I really enjoy about that show. But
Yeah.
um,
Well, I mean, they try to garner sympathy with Aemon though when they make fun of him and they're giving him a hard time because he can't have a dragon. They pull the pig out. They're making fun of him.
mhm.
You know, he gets his ass beat by Sir Kristen.
Yep. But yeah. Oh, and Lord Strong, Larys Strong,
Larry Strong, yeah.
the new
Littlefinger.
Yeah, the new Lords. Yeah.
He's like Littlefinger now, right?
I wrote down here, he is a fucking simp. I feel like he's one of the neckbeards that just like give money to like streamers, hoping that they're going to be noticed. They're like, oh, they'll run away with me and my 300-pound ass on my rascal. And I feel like he's that guy with the queen, like hoping, like, maybe she'll give me a handy under the bleachers if I kill my father and my brother for her, and then I can. And it's just like, God damn, dude. I was like, make it less obvious, you fucking creeper.
Yeah, well, it's all he knows how to do, you know. What did you think of that? Him killing his father and his brother.
It's fucking cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded.
Yeah.
That's what I like about the show.
I
was like, yeah.
Like, I'm wondering what his end game is.
Just to be in the good graces of, he's betting that, you know,
She's gonna
Aegon's gonna take the throne.
He'll
and
be
she's
the
gonna
new hand or something.
Right, something like that. He'll be
Up the station.
I don't think he has any aspirations of, like Littlefinger did, of actually being on the Iron Throne.
Mm-hmm.
But he wants to be as close to power as he possibly can.
Yeah.
And do it I'm sure he's been tormented his whole life because of his club foot, and everyone gives him a hard
As
time.
he should.
And he just wants, yeah.
God, the Romans had it right. They would take their people,
Right.
and if you weren't up to snuff, they'd just like throw you off a cliff or like put you somewhere.
Yep.
Out of sight, out of mind.
If one arm was shorter than the other one, nope,
God.
you're out of here.
Yep. I mean, if you can't hunt, you can't fight in a war.
Yeah.
What good are you?
Yeah. So I think that's his motivation, just to get close to power. He's putting all the chips in on the queen, Alicent.
Yeah.
I love the when I have you ever seen Me, Myself, and Irene?
Yes.
Where the baby comes out, and you know it's a black baby,
Mm-hmm.
and then you know, I get that. That's what I thought of immediately when Rhaenyra had her third kid.
Yeah.
It's like,
And Alicent's like, oh, keep trying. Maybe you'll have one that looks like you.
Exactly. I'm like, this is a mystery.
Yeah.
That these aren't her kid, or these aren't Laenor's kids.
And
yeah.
I like how
Shocker.
they handle that because everyone's aware of it.
Sure. Yeah.
The king is aware of it,
Yep.
but he doesn't want to have his choice of heir be second guessed.
Yeah.
And
Well, I think the sentence is like death to do something like that. He doesn't want to see Rhaenyra obviously executed and just dragged through the mud. Mm-hmm. Shame. Going through fucking King's Landing.
shame.
Yeah. Have one of those scenes. The continuing theme that birth sucks. Every fucking birthing scene. It's a nightmare.
It's like, I wouldn't want to have a kid.
I know. Everyone's watching the show that like every like, you know, any young girl over the age of 18 watching the show is just traumatized.
It
Yeah,
makes
I'm
you
never
appreciate
getting-
modern medicine.
I know.
To where, oh, baby's breech? Well, you're fucked.
You're fucked. Hope you have a dragon.
Yeah.
Set you on fire. Take you out of your misery. Yeah.
The funeral scene
Yeah.
for Damon's wife. God,
Damon's
so-
wife. Yeah. Lena. I think it's Lena. Yeah.
God, that was the most awkward funeral.
A little bit.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
I felt bad for the king. He's looking at everybody.
Yeah.
And again, it was another one of those scenes to where every single father or patriarch of the family was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
You're fucking it up. And to where you have the king looking at Rhaenyra and her kids,
Yep.
and knowing what people are saying. And then you have Lord the Valerian Corlys.
Yeah.
God damn it, so many fucking names. Lord Corlys yelling at his son because he's moping in the water, and then you have Otto Hightower going after his grandson because he's getting too drunk, and it's like everyone is just trying to keep their family sane and in a position to maintain power, and all the younger generations are just fucking it up.
Which is relatable, right?
Yeah.
That's another good thing I like about it. That's probably how every parent feels. Like, God, well, what the fuck happened? What am I doing wrong here?
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved, God, what was that? Episode 6, where Alicent was like, I have to believe at some point that decency will prevail. And then the very next scene is Aegon jerking it in the window, butt ass naked. That's like, that was good. That's good.
Not to mention, then in that same episode, she then sends Larys Strong to.
That's not what my intentions were.
Yeah,
he's like,
yeah,
come on.
Yeah, she is.
What world are you living in?
She is the worst kind of evil. I think, to where, and I don't know if she's evil, but she's like the worst kind of like, oh, I didn't mean for that to happen. But you'll take the benefit, but you just don't want to accept the blame because your ego might hurt. You just want to delude yourself into thinking that you're
a good person,
to where you're a piece of shit just like everybody else.
You think you're above everyone else when in reality, you're playing the same game.
Mm-hmm. And it's the worst.
It's the worst. Ugh. Yep. Yeah, you really start to root against Alicent.
Yeah.
In like 2 episodes, you're like,
I'm 100%
not an Alicent fan.
Nope, I am not.
Nope.
And her little kids, they're just little fuckers.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Aegon or Aemon, really.
Aegon, I don't think he cares. I think he just wants to fuck around.
Yeah, he wants to jerk off in open windows.
Yeah.
That's what he does on a Saturday.
When we saw that scene, I thought back to The Boys. And I was like, I can do whatever I want. With Homelander beating off on top of the building.
Yeah. Yeah. But I do. I love the scene after, I can't remember. One of Rhaenyra's sons slices Aegon. Mm-hmm. Pretty gnarly. Pretty good makeup, by the way.
Yep.
Gnarly scar and everything. His eye's gone. And just that whole scene, how that whole played out, it just escalated.
Yeah.
To where Alicent fucking takes the dagger and is about to stab Rhaenyra.
They had a couple of good shots too, because after Rhaenyra got sliced in her arm, and they held everyone back, you saw the two factions of who's going to be fighting against who.
Yep.
And I like that, but I like that scene also because with the king questioning his sons, who told you that rumor? Who told, like, knowing that it was the queen. I thought I was waiting, which he wouldn't do it. It'd be out of character.
Yeah.
But I was waiting for him to just
outer.
And
he didn't do it.
I can't believe he took back Otto Hightower as the hand.
I mean, did he have a choice?
Sure he did.
Who else was he gonna?
He knows that he's finagling to get his like it's that I feel like maybe he didn't have a choice, but
didn't he try to persuade Daemon to come back to court at the funeral?
He did, but Otto Hightower was already at the hand.
Oh, okay. Right.
And but yeah, I felt I feel like he should have picked somebody else, and maybe he felt like he didn't have anybody else. But just because...
Well, we as the audience don't know anybody else, so it had to be Otto Hightower, right?
And, but yeah, that whole scene was very well done.
Because it made sense. The scene after that is her, getting with Daemon, nice little sex scene there. A little incest. Just keep that incest going. Yeah.
They can add a fucking light to scenes.
Oh, yeah. You talking about the scene where they're on the beach talking to each other?
On the scene, on the beach talking to each other. Sex scene, light it up. Get the moon lit in there. Yeah. Damon's ass, get it nice, clean,
right,
gleaming in the moonlight.
Make sure you shave it.
Yeah,
right? Not an ounce of body hair.
More titties.
Yeah,
need more light. But especially the scene with Aemon going to the like that whole section of the show.
Oh yeah.
First, it was day for night, which is dog shit.
I noticed that. I know. Yeah.
Shoot it at night or don't.
Right. It was definitely apparent.
Or if you're gonna do day for night, don't make it so fucking muddled and muddy that you can't see. Because I was watching it, the only thing I could see was my dumbass reflection staring back at me.
Yeah.
And I couldn't see shit. And I light it properly. I mean, you have a movie like Nope that does very well very good night scenes. You can see everything, and it was shot at night.
Yep.
They used big fucking lights to light the scene, and then granted, it's not a movie, but do better. Do better. If you're going to do it day for night, do it like a early 1980s TV show day for night, to where you see the shadows walking around on the ground, because I already know it's day for night. But at least make it so you can see what's going
on. Yep.
And it just reminded me of The Long Night.
The Long Night, your favorite episode, yeah.
Fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
I would have fired somebody as soon as I saw those scenes. I'm like, oh, is that good? Oh yeah, you like that? No, you're fucking fired. The fuck am I looking at? I'm looking at myself in the editing bay.
Right. Step
Clean
into
it
my
up.
office.
Yeah.
Because you're fucking fired.
Not 6 minute abs, seven.
Seven.
Can't even break a sweat. with
Six little monkeys standing on a branch, eating lots of sunflowers. Yeah.
But yeah, that irritated the shit out of me. I was like, I can't see what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I don't know what it is with Game of Thrones and the lighting issues. I think they learned their lesson by now.
yeah, obviously they haven't.
Nope.
And again, make media and make sure it looks good in the context and in the ambience that people are going to be watching it, which is on
Right.
the TV, which has glare
Yep.
from any outside light. So,
Yep.
but anyway, that irritated the shit out of me. But they need to get over that crap.
Yep. Now.
But yes, right now. Like
right
fucking now. Will I stop watching the episodes if they
No.
continue that? No.
No.
But come on, put some fucking pride in your
Yeah,
work.
a little
I mean,
bit.
there's way you can. We've been lighting night scenes for 30 years. It can be done. Been doing it for 20 years with digital. It can be done.
Yep.
Just do a little bit better.
You got fucking CGI dragons
Yeah.
in your show. You can make
And
the lighting
if
better.
that's the reason, I mean, was that the reason? Like they had to light it like that because
I
it
don't know.
affects shit?
Could be.
But yeah, we know the dragons aren't real. They don't look real in full light, so you don't need to dumb
Yeah.
it down if you just
Yep.
fucking make. We just want to see shit. God damn. Ugh. I'm
Well-
fucking depressed now.
Yeah. Jesus, I don't want to watch the show anymore. The fucking lighting just ruined it for me. Yeah. Well, I enjoyed episode 6 and 7. I thought I didn't mind the time jump. I thought it's still going somewhere, and the like you said, I like that there's characters in it that I'm rooting against that I don't like. I generally think that they're just awful people.
Yeah.
That's great.
I'm
I'm thinking about Joffrey and Cersei and who's the worst? Who's that guy? Ramsay Bolton.
Yep.
The worst fucking person on earth. Yeah, they needed. That's one thing from the first couple. I was like, they need like a Joffrey or a Ramsay, someone that you just fucking love to hate.
Yeah.
And I think they're getting there.
Yep. And yeah, because I'm picking a side now.
Yeah.
And now I'm rooting for people.
There you
Because
go.
before it was kind of just like an amorphous blob of just people that were kind of like,
Yeah.
like to where now I have a clear winner to who I
Right.
want to. Because I mean, I was just thinking, I was like, why the fuck is the Hightowers even messing with this? I was like, just leave it.
Leave well enough alone.
Yeah, leave well enough alone. Technically, Rhaenyra is going to be the heir.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Like the fact that you're willing to destroy your family because of something that may or may not happen, but it definitely will happen now because you're creating so much fucking drama. You're killing yourself. You're killing yourself, and and maybe that's the point of the book.
Well, maybe they thought, if I don't do anything, the upside
for
is they
sure,
leave well enough alone. The downside is they die. And
yeah, and
if
that's
I
why
do something,
thought,
then at least I did something.
and I understand that's the reasoning, but that's a big fucking gamble.
Yeah, well,
Like, well, I could make for sure have it be a problem, or wait and maybe not have it be a problem.
Yeah.
I'd be trying to play buddy and nice to where throwing more support in as opposed to.
Which it might make more sense for Sir Kristen to not just be so obvious of his hatred.
Yeah.
You'd be a little smarter in trying to hide that shit. Like, don't start a fight with the fucking kids while you're training them, and then start a fight with the commander of the Night's Watch. Like, just how about not do that?
Yeah.
Just fucking play it cool,
use
dude.
some fucking tact.
Right. Tact, sir. Yeah.
Read the fucking room. Pick your moments.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, but yeah,
that's probably my only nitpick of it is I don't understand Sir Kirsten doing the shit he's doing. Be more covert, you dumbass. It's Game of Thrones.
He comes off as petty.
Yeah.
Like, she don't love me.
Yeah.
Like, well, too bad. Incest is the bestest.
That's right.
I meant for that to rhyme, but it didn't even rhyme.
Well, it did in my head.
Incestus, bestest?
Yeah. It did.
Yeah.
That rhymes. Yeah, you're not going to compete with
fucking Doctor Who.
Right.
Fucking uncle? You could never compete with an
uncle.
Can't
compete with the uncle. He's a Targaryen. He's got a dragon, man.
He's got blonde hair.
Yeah.
You got dark hair.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was her Strong who she was canoodling with and had the children with also kind of looked just like a fatter version of Sir Kristen.
Which one?
The one that Rhaenyra had her children with.
Oh, Sir Harwin. Harwin Strong?
Yeah, Harwin Strong.
Yeah.
How do you get these fucking...
I just remember.
God damn.
When I meet people, Jay, that I haven't met before, I try to remember their names.
I just remember faces.
You just remember faces?
I think I know you.
I try to be polite. Say their
Bill,
names.
right? Frank. Oh, well, fuck me.
There's nothing... Yeah. There's nothing more awkward than you go to a meeting, and you're like, hey, this is, Frank. And then, 30 minutes later... I
try to do...
Great talking with you, Matt. It was a great meeting. I'm like, you too, man. That's so awkward, I feel like such a dick.
It always happens.
Yeah.
People don't interest me. I don't know why.
Well, that's very nice.
Probably because I'm a fucking psychopath. But it's just
fucking Jeffrey Dahmer over here.
I do naming exercises and shit like that. Okay, I'm not going to forget this person's name. I'm like, make it a point. And I fucking forget it.
Yeah.
It's just like...
Well, and come on.
Is it my fault, though? People should just be more interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, all these people have dark hair or blonde hair. That's it.
Yep. And they all sound the same. Their names, at least.
Yeah. They start with either R or L.
Or A.
A.
Yep.
Or V.
A, B, C.
Jason Lannister. I remember that name.
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
Get some Bob Smith in there or something.
We need some Hank Lannisters. Hank Targaryen. We called him Hank.
This is Fred. Hey.
Joffrey. Odd name for a Targaryen. Yeah. These episodes did a pretty good job with at least the dialogue, throwing the shade.
Mm-hmm.
Especially Allison's character. Just throwing the subtle shade.
Fucking...
Just the passive-aggressive stuff that you just hate.
Yeah, get the marbles out of your mouth and fucking say it with your chest.
Right.
Trying to...
It's the worst type of person is passive-aggressive.
It's so bad when someone just to punch her in the face in episode 7.
Oh, she's probably going to get hers for sure.
God. Can't come soon enough.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm rooting for
the
Allison... uncle niece.
Yeah.
Not that Rhaenyra, I don't think is... I think her and Viserys... has Rhaenyra done anything yet that constitutes...
She hasn't done anything to advance her position.
No, but I'm saying anything that would cause her to be an unlikable character.
Oh. I don't think so. Not really. No. She's... No. She's trying to, be satisfied as a woman, and her husband's gay, so she's got to get hers somehow, right?
And that's fine.
Right. Well, that's I'm thinking of what could you construe as being unlikable?
Well, let's go back to the beginning of where Alicent started hating Rhaenyra, or distrusting her, is she didn't tell her when she bangs her Kristen immediately after.
Right,
So
right.
like 2:15, you didn't tell me you kissed Johnny, and that
Yeah.
started everything. And I'm like,
Well, I think her
Fucking-
dad planted
I
that
know,
seed.
but it's
Like,
just
they don't tell you everything, Allison. Wake the fuck up. And that's where she started to tumble around.
yeah.
It's all out of Hightower. He planted the seed.
The at least I mean Damon's done some shit that's kind of like,
Oh, yeah.
you don't fuck with him. Like
I don't know what. I can't figure him out. I have no idea what his motivation is anymore. I have no idea. Because episode 6, he's like a nice husband. He loves Lena, and seems like they have a pretty decent relationship.
Mhm.
And then after she dies, I have no idea what he's thinking.
During the funeral scene, he laughed or chuckled
Mm-hmm.
at the line, "May our blood never get thinner."
Yeah,
What? I've been.
he's
turning-
probably just laughing at the absurdity of like the ceremony and
yeah,
being proper.
just the
And
whole
it's like
situation.
he's like, I am in a room full of people that just lie and fucking cheat all day
and
long
then don't
we're-
give a shit.
Yeah,
and,
and I'm supposed to hear these words as being like just
comforting.
Yeah,
and,
yeah. yeah. Like, we're just going through the motions here, people.
Mhm.
Like, you don't believe any of this shit.
Everyone here wants to slap somebody else
Exactly.
in the face, and
Yeah. Everyone's fucking somebody else, or
everyone's out for themselves.
yes,
and
yeah. Trying to go through what's the word I'm looking for here? Honor. Like, it's everyone's acting so honorable, like
proper.
proper, right? He just thinks it's a joke.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he just chuckled. But I mean, I still don't know what his. I don't know
What his end game is?
I don't know what his end game is. I'm unsure at the moment.
Me too. I mean, part of me thinks he just loves his niece
Could be.
and just wants to be with her. I got that feeling earlier on when he would refer to his bronze wife. I think he called her that like once, like, "Oh, you're my bronze wife," or something like that, or to where I think he just wasn't into her, probably because she didn't have blonde hair. But I always felt like he always wanted to be with Rhaenyra,
Right.
and then couldn't because she was too. He made a statement that in the episode 7 she was too young, and now that she's older, even though he married
Yeah. Lena,
who's
younger. I think.
yeah.
Younger. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe that'll be
see.
his motivation to where it's kind of like another Jamie, to where he just wants to protect her.
Could be.
I hope they do something different, just because I don't want another Jamie. If I want to watch Jamie, I'll watch
Game of
of
Thrones.
Thrones. So hopefully they do something a little bit
Yep.
different with his character.
I heard somebody say they didn't like Patty Considine as Viserys.
Oh, they're fucking wrong.
Right. I
Now,
was
what are they
super-
basing? Did
I
they
have
read
no
the
idea.
book or something?
I don't know.
So
They just don't like him. I don't understand that.
no,
He's awesome.
He's doing a great job portraying a character who's just trying to keep his
I
shit
know.
together. He is literally dying bit by bit, and he knows. I think the only thing that keeps him going is knowing that he knows it's going to blow up as soon as he's dead, and he's trying to
Calm
get
the
things
storm.
set before he passes.
Yep.
And that poor guy. But no, I think he's fantastic.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
The only likable, not likable. I mean, he's likable, but the only like good-hearted person in the entire show
Yeah.
that's still alive. I think his previous Hand of the King, the Strong.
Yep.
He was obviously an honorable guy,
Mm-hmm.
but other than that, no. Everyone else is, pretty. I guess Lenore, Rhaenyra's husband, is a good person. He doesn't really have any ill intent or anything. Kind of just wants to live his life.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like it. Where do you think they go? I mean, there's only 3 episodes left, so.
I don't know.
I mean, Viserys is going to die.
Viserys, I think, will probably die.
Probably in like the next or the following episode. so that they can set up like an episode where, like you said, the chaos erupts.
Chaos erupts, usually in episode 9.
Yeah.
Episode 10 is kind of the resolution.
Right. And it sets it up for the next season.
Yeah, I think there'll probably be some kind of dramatic event. Episode 9, maybe the king dies, and there's like a short scuffle.
Mm-hmm.
Rhaenyra will assume the throne, and then episode 10 will kind of feature everybody getting their pieces in order to overthrow, and it'll just kind of leave off on that to where, or I mean, maybe they change it up, and at the end of episode 10, Viserys,
yeah.
Yeah, Viserys dies. And they announce her, Rhaenyra, as queen. And then it ends the
Fades
episode.
to black.
Yeah, fades to, no, cuts to black.
Cuts to
Smash
black.
cut to
Right.
black.
And then we got to wait till next year.
Yep.
Yeah, it could be.
Obviously, it'll be a cliffhanger.
Yeah. There's going to be some shenanigans going on.
Yeah.
Well, I did see a preview, and there is going to be a time jump next episode because I think I saw Aemond older.
Okay.
And he had an eye patch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he's like just full of just piss and vinegar at this point.
Yeah.
Pissed off at
Hates.
hates his nephews. Yeah, there's nephews.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just building up. He just can't wait to stick it to him.
Yeah. I think
Lost an eye. He's got a dragon now. He's going to be Billy Badass.
I wonder if Daemon and Rhaenyra will have a baby boy. A true, I guess, truer heir
Right.
to the throne, which will throw in some more confusion. I want that. I thought about that when they were getting married. I was like, how funny it would be if they just got the goofiest fucking character just because. But just some, like a fucking who's the guy in Young Frankenstein?
Igor? Him?
Igor, yeah.
Igor, yeah.
Martin, oh God, what was his name?
I know who you're talking about. Something just went through my head and it's just wrong.
Damn it. Marty Feldman.
Yeah.
If they had somebody like that, that would just play the son. It's just the biggest dumbass. It's just
Here to assume the throne.
The true heir of
Everyone gets chocolate milk.
true heir of the 7 realms for the Iron Throne. It's just like just fucking tap dancing or whatever, picking his butt. Oh God. It turns into a comedy.
Yep. Yeah, that'd be good.
Because that's what happens when you bang your relatives and have children.
Yes, it's not good.
It's a risk.
It is a risk. Doesn't typically work out. House of the Dragon doesn't care.
We're going to hell.
It's fine. It's fine. Hey, we're just saying it. It's not like people aren't thinking it. Come on, we just got the balls.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm enjoying it so far.
Yep, still good.
It's good. I like it a lot.
It's not. I'm glad there's time jumps.
Yeah.
I feel like if there wasn't, obviously it would drag. If we obviously can't go through 20 years of fucking
No.
shit to get to a point. So there's
Yep.
got to be time jumps. Necessary evil. I do think it's going to get to a point where it's not going to be.
Yeah, because you're gonna.
I don't know how long the book takes place.
Right. Well,
Could be
I think they've
spanning
already
60
gotten
years
to
or
the
something.
point. I think they're like on page 250 of 300 at this point of the book.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Is it going to be?
I think this season covers the book, and then the rest of it is
and then
just.
they're just going to make shit up
Yeah.
after the fact.
Yeah. Pretty sure.
I wonder. There was a miniseries in the 70s called Centennial. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but it's got Timothy Dalton in it. It's got.
Oh well, then I'll like it immediately. Then I love him.
How do you not? The bunch of people like Richard Chamberlain, a bunch of people from the 70s. But it was a TV miniseries called Centennial. It was based off a book by James A. Michener. And the book was like a 1,200 pages or something like that, but it spanned 400 years around around this geographic area in Colorado, near there's a fictional city called Centennial, but it starts in like the 1600s, goes all the way to the 1950s or 1970s. But it goes through generations to where it time jumps. It's not as noticeable, but I mean the characters get older, and then you get introduced to new characters, and the show kind of follows them, and then keeps time jumping. And it was 12 episodes, and each episode I think was 2 hours. It was a behemoth of a miniseries at the time, but they just kept hopping different characters. So where I wonder if this show will do that, to where it's gonna lead up to
Game of Thrones. Maybe.
And the time jump just happens to be a thing, to where you get introduced to characters when they're born, and then they become the main character for a little bit, for a season or something, and then you move on to the next one. To where I wonder if that's the game plan or something that they do, which I think would be interesting.
Yeah, it would be interesting.
Because you could see generations happening and seeing how these families developed into what they are and how they... Because are the High Towers in Game of Thrones?
I don't think so. No. Maybe like a side reference, but no, they're not like prominent in that show at all.
Which, I mean, maybe that family that name disappeared and turned into Targaryen.
Well, obviously the Valerians did. They died out. So maybe they'll show that. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's
Which they already did, kind of.
Right.
There's only 2 left.
Right. Well, maybe that's how season 1 ends.
Child murder.
Yes. Just the Valerians get
they'll be
annihilated.
older by that point. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I wonder if they're going to continue the time jump throughout the whole series.
Yeah.
To kind of fill in that 162 years.
Something like that.
Gap.
Yep.
Which I think would be interesting.
That would be interesting. Well, maybe that's on the back burner, and that's what they thought. We'll see how season 1 goes, and if it's successful, that's the road we'll take. Mm-hmm. But it is called House of the Dragon. So you'd have to center around the Targaryens, I guess, for that 162 years, or else it wouldn't make sense.
Which the Targaryen... I'm not balls deep in the book, but, I mean, the Targaryens ruled up until...
The Mad King, yeah. When Jaime Lannister...
Daenerys' father.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, you could.
So...
Yeah. Look at you.
Look at me.
Look at you.
I looked at me.
Yeah.
Multiple times when I watched episode 7 during the day for night dog shit scenes.
Yeah.
Just seeing my fat ass.
Yeah. I look great.
Oh, look, I'm right next to a dragon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm on Doctor Who's butt.
Yeah.
Light your fucking scenes, people.
It's never going to happen. Not with this show.
Ridiculous. Professionals, my ass.
Time crunch, Jay.
At least it has a good story.
It does. It's a good story.
So,
I mean, I haven't, since we reviewed Rings of Power, I haven't watched one episode of that. So
I haven't. I'm going to wait until the season ends.
And then plow through it?
Well, I'll look at some reviews.
Okay.
To see if there's anybody that reviewed it that I tend to watch. Mm-hmm. If they say it's worth it or something, or even if just someone's like, oh, yeah, it's...
Yeah.
If it's worth a watch, then I'll watch it.
Right. It speaks volumes, though. I don't even think about it. There's like other things that I've watched that I'm like, I find more interesting. Like, okay, I'll watch that and finish that out, and
it's...
I just haven't even thought about it.
Yeah, and
it's kind of sad.
I don't know if that's our fault. I think it's the showrunner's fault.
Mm-hmm.
You need to engage an audience very quickly, especially with there's so much crap being out, and you have a property like Lord of the Rings. You can't do the slow burn.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't just get the Lord of the Rings fans.
Yep.
It needs to have general mass appeal. Lord of the Rings, even, I feel like it had its fan base when it got released, but I feel like the fan base grew over time.
It did.
As more and more people were introduced to it. But they're not diehard fans. They are normal. They're the general audience, and you need to be able to engage that audience effectively early on, similar to like House of the Dragon. because they had two similar situations as far as having to set up their show. Both prequels, both about characters that you know nothing about, and House of the Dragon did it very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
And the Rings of Power did not.
No. Fair. Very fair.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, maybe I'll watch it. If it's worth watching, I might hold off until when we rewatch Lord of the Rings or something near Christmas.
Yep.
Maybe we'll watch it, but
yeah, I would have rather watched probably Rings of Power over Blonde.
Yeah,
that movie was 3 hours. I could have gone through.
The movie was 3 hours.
Yeah, I could have gone through 3 episodes of Rings of Power, but instead I watched Blonde.
Yeah.
So, but it seemed interesting. I like Andrew Dominic a lot. By the way, it's very depressing.
It sounds great.
I'll never watch it again. That's the first and only time I'll watch Blonde.
So.
Yep.
Cool. Well.
Yeah, I'm excited for the season to end. I think the next episode we'll just do all 3 of them and
do the wrap up.
Sounds
good.
So, but I'm excited for it.
Awesome.
I still recommend it. It's still a great show.
Yep. Yeah, it's still engaging, and
it is.
It's really, it's continuing to set pieces in place, which I feel like they kind of did that with episode 5. They kind of put everyone where they're positioned at, and now it's starting to escalate a little bit, which is good. So, but join us next time, Matt.
Yes.
As we discuss continuing our October Halloween-ish movie
extravaganza.
Yes, fall movie hour.
Yeah.
Join us next time as we discuss our top 5 Halloween movies.
Ooh.
Now we're
spooky.
Not just Halloween the franchise, right? Just Halloween movies in general.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
Do you want it to take place on Halloween?
Oh, the top 5?
Yes.
Oh, or the
like
movies.
The movies.
The movies. So I was going to ask you that. Do they?
I don't think they need
like
to be
just horror, or take place around Halloween, or movies that we like to watch around Halloween?
Movies you like to watch around Halloween. Let's do that.
Okay, I think that would work because most of those movies are going to be Halloween movies anyway.
Yeah.
Or horror movies.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking of some off the top of my head. Not all of them are scary. It's something I enjoy watching on Halloween.
Yep. So I agree.
Like
Yeah, because we'll do that different. We'll do our top 5 horror movies on a different one.
Sure.
But
yeah.
so movies we like to watch during Halloween.
There
More than likely, yeah, they'll probably be Halloweenish themed ish movies.
Yeah.
So,
movies that I enjoy.
Cool.
Around Halloween.
Around Halloween.
Yes.
The Smurfs too.
Please God no. I've seen that I don't know how many times. I've seen all the Smurfs.
Really?
God, Liam and yes.
Ugh.
I watch that crap all the time, man.
Ugh.
I've seen every kitty movie. You know what? I just watched the DC League of Super Pets. I've seen it 3 times already, Jay, and it just came out on HBO Max.
Yeah?
If that says anything.
Yeah. Is that in the same universe as The Secret Life of Pets?
No.
No?
No.
Maybe I thought that because Kevin Hart's in both of them, right?
Yeah, he is.
Okay. He doesn't play a rabbit in this one.
No, he plays a dog.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's totally different.
Sure.
Yeah. Great.
Sure, totally different. Kevin Hart really had to stretch for that.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, join us next episode. We'll continue our Halloween-themed month of October.
Yep.
With our top 5 Halloween movies. Don't forget to comment on episodes or write to our email, both of which can be found in the description. But, yeah, that's it.
Till next time, Jay.
Till next time, Matt.